It's a story you've heard before, or at least one you think you have. Maybe from the 2017 Aaron Sorkin film starring Jessica Chastain, maybe from the endless rumors about A-list celebrities and underground poker games. It's a story about fame, millions of dollars, and whispers of ties to the Russian mob. But almost never is it actually centered on the person at the heart of it all. Because before the headlines, before the high stakes, who was Molly Bloom? Raised in Colorado, Molly grew up as a highly competitive skier. Her talent on the slopes earned her a place on the U.S. national ski team, and by age 21, she was ranked third in North America in moguls. But a career-ending injury forced her to pivot. She set her sights on law school, though not before taking what was meant to be a one-year detour to Los Angeles. In LA, she landed a job at the Viper Room, a nightclub frequented by Hollywood's elite. Before long, she was working as a personal assistant to co-owner Darren Feinstein. The job wasn't glamorous, but it would change her life. One night, Feinstein asked her to help serve drinks at a private poker game. It seemed minor at the time, but these players weren't just your everyday poker buddies. They were some of the most powerful and recognizable figures in the world. A-list actors like Ben Affleck and Leonardo DiCaprio, alongside CEOs and investment bankers. Molly quickly proved herself capable and became a regular fixture at the games. From the sidelines, she studied everything: the structure of the game, the psychology of the players, the subtle power dynamics at the table.
I realized that this is not an opportunity that most 23-year-olds from small town that just wanted a year off get. And so I really wanted to be able to stay. So even though I knew nothing about poker, I was faking it. You know, they would say something to me, it would be like in a foreign language, and I would just Google what the poker term was and, just nod. And so that was my introduction.
What started as curiosity turned into obsession. And as her understanding deepened, so did her ambition. Molly began to see an opportunity not just to participate in this world, but to claim her own piece of it. And that's exactly what she did. She started her own game, leveraging the connections she had carefully built, and it didn't take long before it grew into something much bigger. What began as a small, curated table soon became the game in Los Angeles, fueled in part by one key figure she would publicly refer to as Player X. Player X wasn't just another regular. He was sharp, calculating, and ruthless, a Hollywood A-lister known for both his skill and his intimidation at the table. For years, many speculated he was Spider-Man's Tobey Maguire, something Molly herself only confirmed recently. But eventually, Player X didn't just want to play the game, he wanted edge, he wanted control.
Tobey started to get really sort of like dissatisfied with the fact that I didn't want to do his bidding, meaning I didn't want to essentially give him what he wanted, which would give him edge in certain ways.
And not only did he have leverage, he had the loyalty of the deepest pockets at the table. One by one, players followed him, and just like that, the game Molly built had effectively been stolen out from under her. With nothing left but her knowledge and experience, Molly left Los Angeles for New York, ready to build it all again from the ground up. If Los Angeles was about access, New York was about scale. It didn't take long before she rebuilt her game, this time bigger, riskier, and far more exclusive. And the stakes weren't just financial, they were personal. Wall Street executives, hedge fund managers, and international businessmen filled the tables. The pots climbed into the millions, and unlike LA, where celebrity drew attention, New York operated in the shadows. But with that kind of money came a different kind of player, ones with deeper pockets and darker connections. Among them were individuals allegedly linked to Russian organized crime. These weren't just men making threats across a table. At one point, they actually broke into Molly's home and assaulted her in an attempt to get a piece of the action. But in the end, it wasn't them who would call a close to the New York game. It was the FBI. In 2013, Molly was arrested and charged with federal crimes, including racketeering, money laundering, and operating an illegal $100 million high-stakes poker empire. But the charges weren't the full story. What the government really wanted was names. They offered her leniency, and all she had to do was cooperate. But Molly refused. Despite everything, the betrayal in Los Angeles, the violence in New York, the collapse again of her empire, she chose to protect the people who had sat at her tables. Facing the full weight of the federal charges, Molly stood trial knowing she had very little leverage left. But in court, her defense wasn't built on denial, it was built on responsibility. She owned what she had done, which went a long way with the judge presiding over her case. Molly Bloom was given 1 year probation, 200 hours of community service, and ordered to pay a financial penalty. No prison time, but a strict warning to get her act together, and above all, she walked away with one thing still intact: her word. In the years that followed, Molly took control of her own narrative, releasing her memoir, Molly's Game, a first-hand account of the world she once operated in and the choices that defined it. Determined to bring her story to the screen, she personally pursued Aaron Sorkin to write and direct the adaptation. The film Molly's Game went on to receive critical acclaim, earning Sorkin an Academy Award nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay and reintroducing her story to a global audience, this time with her voice at the center. Since then, Molly has built a new career as an author, speaker, and entrepreneur, speaking openly about resilience, accountability, and reinvention, lessons shaped by a life marked with both extraordinary highs and very public lows. Because in the end, Molly Bloom's story isn't just about poker. It's about competition, ambition, risk, and integrity, and it's riddled with some pretty cool cameos.